It's orange.
Timer, story, something 7.
What's up, masterminds? We're here to ask you, how many times have you opened up your IG live feed, right? And you see this person, they doing the same business, but they getting so much business and you can't get none. How many times have you complimented Apple on their business structure? So today we're gonna be talking about on the table talks, how to compete. And we're gonna help you get to that level. So, but first, I'm gonna let the bros introduce themselves.
Hey, this your boy Frank. You call me Mr. LLC.
You just going with that,
What's going on, man? Y'all, this your boy, Ben Taylor's Trump, man, owner of Applying Pressure LLC.
What's going on? It's your boy Marquise Robbins, man. I own the finishing touch interior carpentry.
Your boy Tay, owner of Transformation Landscape. And I'm Dre White, your host for today's ceremonies. All right. So first and foremost, I feel like when you're trying to compete, you need to know your market, right? Mm-hmm. So how important does knowing your market become when trying to become booked and busy?
I think it's very important, especially with knowing your market. You have to know the competitive prices in your field.
Okay.
A lot of times. Sometimes starting off, man, it may not mean as much to you as knowing what everybody else is charging. But when it comes to really competing and being able to make the most out of what you're doing, like you're going to have to know the other prices of what other people are charging, and also what do they include with that price for that job. Because they can be charging one thing, but they may do one thing less or one thing more than what you're doing. So find out what is included within that price range, and then I think that'll kind of let you know where you can scale yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect example. A perfect example to piggyback off of what Cuz was saying. I when I first started doing landscaping, I was doing everything for one price. And everything. I was doing the bushes and the yard for one price.
Okay.
So I didn't know that, when I first started, that you're supposed to separate.
Yeah.
You're supposed to separate both. So you're supposed to do the yard, then charge more for the bushes. But now, doing my research in my field and being in my field, I know what's going on.
Exactly.
Okay. So does that make it so with trying to compete? Does that make you more competitive with your competition?
I would say when I bundle it all together for one rate, it makes me more it makes me better than the competition because you get everything for this flat rate.
Okay.
But that rate is a little higher than your normal yard rate.
Yeah, I definitely say for me, I like for staying competitive, I like to keep my pricing within that high middle ground. Get on the gym. When I first started, it's a site called HomeWise. And HomeWise will give you, at least for the service industry and the trade, it'll give you like a high and low price for labor, materials, all of that in the construction industry. So you could say like flooring, I got 1,000 square feet in this zip code. It'll tell you, okay, a low price is $200, a high price is $850. So when I first started, I was like, all right, if it's 2 to 8, I'm gonna charge $550. Like I'm gonna be in the middle ground between, like I ain't gonna have the cheapest price and I ain't gonna have the highest price, but I'm gonna be in that good middle ground and I'm gonna give you a quality job. So that's how I looked at it, is like providing that quality, and giving you good service for a good price. And now I'm like, I want to differentiate myself in the industry where it's a lot of people. I do a lot of accent walls. A lot of people doing accent walls, and they booming. So now I look at ways to, how can mine stand apart? Like I'll incorporate mirrors in mine. I'll incorporate, tufted panels or like just different things that other people aren't offering, so people know, look, I know he do wood, and then he'll do a build out with some mirrors, with some lights, and the other guys ain't doing that. So finding ways to differentiate against your competition, if you're in the same space.
And what was that app again you said? That you
HomeWise.
HomeWise?
Yeah.
Okay.
HOMEWYSE.
Yeah, WYSE.
All right. Now, what I think, what we do. One, I believe building that rapport, with your client, as a salesperson. I think it goes a long way because I think it's one thing to go and work and leave. It's also a good thing. It's also a different thing where when you work and leave, that person remembers you based on the rapport, that you built. Because when someone asks for, I'm thinking about doing something, the first thing that comes to their mind is you because they like you, based on the rapport,
Exactly.
that has been built. And in order to stay competitive, besides that, I think going above and beyond, doing things that stands, that stands you out. Like something that we do, we always give our clients our honest opinion because one, the reason why they hire us because most of them that went on Facebook and they see what we're capable of doing.
Right.
Yeah.
So we give them our own opinion. So they may come and say, I want to put a shelf here, I want to do that, I'll do this, but what do you think? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, we come and give them opinion, have to do with colors, have to do with, where brings the whole thing together,
Right.
what flows better. So at the end, they're like, we offering, more. We're not just going and just saying, okay, I want a chef right, okay, the chef is done.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
Well, now it don't look good.
It don't look good.
Yeah.
So we bring more, we offer more than our competitors offer. So at the end of the day, they prefer going to us, we stay booked. We don't do not one ad, we don't do not one ad. All our booking is based on referrals.
Yeah. I guess Jim and that too, because I feel like I grew into that, like giving consultation. When I first started, you wanted that shelf right there, I'm putting that shelf right there. That's where you said to put it. Like, I ain't give you a lot of and then I think as I stay in it, you learn more about how the aesthetic of a house might look.
Like what looks better.
So then you get confidence to be able to consult with people.
Exactly, and that's one thing that we always consult with people. Some of our repeat clients. They would just be like, I want to do this room. What do you think? So now I start to say, we got design fee.
It was free at first.
We got design fee, but they are still willing to pay, to pay the design fee because they know what people are doing, so.
And I was thinking once you really gain that trust with that client for real, and like I said, you won't really have to compete anymore because they know you do such a good job and they trust you. People leave the keys to their house sometimes because they trust you so much, and once they build that trust, like okay, I know they're gonna get the job done right every single time. I can count on them. They're gonna communicate with me, and everything's gonna be good. So it's gonna get to the point where you really don't have to compete anymore once you become so good at it. And then they're gonna call you each year. And then also refer you to other friends,
as well.
So it's gonna grow. So
Like that's major because that's pretty much once people get comfortable, and that's things like what Apple does, right? So Apple will get you used to using their product for so long, right? Like the phones, they selling the headphones separate, the charger block separate, but you're so used to using Apple, your whole life is built around Apple, so you're gonna keep using them. So I feel like we need to look at these big companies and see what they're doing right, and then implement that with us as we grow our businesses. So the same thing like Ben said, we're they're used to using you, right?
Yeah.
So they're gonna keep using you because it's harder to go and find somebody else.
Yeah, especially if gonna do that same type of work. They got used to your type of work.
And they ain't gotta guess how much the price gonna be. Even if it go up a little bit, which some of them have with some of the clients we had over the years, but they understand everything else going up too, so they kind of still know about
Most of the time, most of the clients you dealt with, you've been dealing with them for a long time, so they've been there since you've been charging them this price. So they don't mind. Okay, well you done earned that couple dollars that you charge.
Yeah, and you can kind of like, I know about a comment, but you can kind of liken that to a brand. I know when I just started myself when I got in the military, I always bought that Delight orange juice. Delight orange juice.
Delight,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that's because at home, that's what, we always drunk. So I didn't go to see whether there was one that tasted better, that's just what everybody drunk.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? At the house, you know what I'm saying? So what happens is, and the reason why, because my mom ended up being, like Sunny Delight. So every time she bought Sunny Delight, and that's what we drunk. So when your client get to liking you, you know what I'm saying, and you keep working for them, everybody else, that at the house, the friends and stuff like that, everything, but her friends, his or her friends, everybody else, will start using you too in jobs. There's a job that we did, a roof we did, $18,000 roof work we did, and we're referred to this client by a guy that did not even work for. When they went to his house and gave him an estimate, wasn't do his kitchen. Not doing his kitchen, but because of the consultation, the advice we give them, the rapport we build with them.
Yeah.
He was able to refer us to his friend, based on that, and his friend thought we had worked for him before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he praised us so much, and he was like, man, your team highly, highly, referred.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In my mind, I was like, we know what the guy before. We ain't done that way before.
Word of mouth still.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it's just like that rapport goes a long way, man. It goes a long way.
It gets you other clients. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For sure.
And that's the main way to compete. Like you gotta be personable. Like we all in a service industry, so like you said, like customer service is part of your business. Off rip, like you gotta be able to be personable with people, and they gotta be with like. I'm in people's houses, bro. I'm in their intimate. I'm in your master bedroom.
In your space.
In your space.
In your space, but I can't come in there act like I have to be open and I'm
You definitely gotta be live.
Exactly.
We have a friend that's a realtor. She just became a realtor. And she had texted us said, I just had my first client, man, but I lost them. They went with another agent, another realtor, because the wife said, she liked her better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what's stuck in my mind was that the second agent realtor, she built rapport with the wife. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you went in doing strictly business. You know what I mean? So I'm doing business with you, but I don't really like you. You know what I'm saying? You came, you offer the same services, but you were smiling, you interact, you interact with me, exactly. So, he's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work with you because I can relate to you. You can.
I know you.
Exactly.
I can build a relationship with you as well. I feel like you're friendly or something. This can go further than this.
You know.
Understanding too, like it's also different levels. You know what I'm saying? Because depending on because I remember when I first started off, I'm like, man, I just got this one little pressure washer, man. I see trailers riding by, big tanks. I'm like, man, how do I even compete? So if you at that level and me having to deal with that, I think. When you at that type of level, when you just starting off, the way to compete best is basically give low price till you feel like they can really afford it, to where you can basically, we talked about this in earlier episode, to basically build your portfolio. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, they want to at least see what you done or know you did some work for somebody else that was great. So if you on a level where you just now starting, like we talked about earlier, you may have to do a couple jobs for the low or for free. Something like that, just to gain people trust and to show them that you did a great job.
$75 days, I can't forget
$75 days. Went from pressure wash your house and driveway for $75. Man. 2 days, $75. but that's basically one way that if you just starting off, that you may have to do just to gain people trust. Because if they don't know you, you never did work for them. One thing that's gonna always probably get you the job more than anything are really low prices. I'm
gonna ask you a question.
Go ahead.
So are you saying that when you starting off new, do not try to compete? Because you have people that already have experience, and you start.
I would say exactly. Don't try to compete. Just try to better yourself at your job that you're doing. Try to perfect your craft to where you can finally start charging the price that you want to kind of compete with the people who do have the bigger jobs and things like that. So I wouldn't necessarily say compete against anyone but yourself. Try to make your service better. Within the job that you're doing, because when I started off with pressure washer driveways, when I was doing it, I noticed it was leaving street lines. I would do it a little better. I'm like, dang man, what these lines keep showing? And as I go along and do more jobs and do more research, and the time that I'm growing and building, I'm doing research and notice man, you can spray a little bleach on that, to kind of to make that fade away, or go over the different patterns and things like that you learn over time. But definitely probably compete against yourself for real. Because I wasn't really looking at nobody else. I just looking at other people's trailers, knowing where I wanted to be or whatever.
That's exactly what it was for me. I feel like it's always gonna be a competition. So even when you come out in the beginning, you charging your low prices. That's what made you competitive.
Right.
You use pricing to make it more competitive.
So I feel like it's always gonna be a competition. So just find a way to stand out.
Yeah.
As long as you stand out, you gonna stay busy.
Yeah, exactly.
Give people a reason to wanna pick you. Give people a reason to wanna brag to their neighbor about you or refer you to somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then too, I'm thinking I can play devil's advocate on that because sometimes you can charge really low prices and people don't really,
because you're too cheap.
Exactly. But I'm just saying the route that I took to get me to where I was. Not
I
telling
think
people
that go
what
back
to do.
to like knowing your market too though.
Right.
So you know like what to charge or what not to charge.
That was just how my
But
experience.
just because you giving a $75 job, don't mean you got to do a $75 job.
Yeah.
So
Right,
if I know my competition charging $150, I'm charging $100. I'm still finna do that $150 job.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
because I did that $150 job for $100, they gonna automatically refer me to somebody else.
Yeah.
And that's when you get in
I
and
was
start
saying,
forming
and
that
the beauty about
relationship.
that
Yeah.
is they often don't talk about prices. They
Exactly.
refer you to somebody else.
They don't.
Yeah.
That's true.
So they don't know
Some
what you
people will,
charge.
but not everybody. I don't equate it to like the bread aisle. You go in the grocery store, it's like 50 different brands of bread, and they all around the same prices. Like it really ain't about, whatever industry you in. Like, I'm sure there's 100 other pressure washers. Me, it's 100 other trim carpentry people. It's like you keep your quality standard up, your like relationship with your clients, and how you market and brand yourself. And like, bro, it's really no comment. I'm sure the CEO of Target and Walmart, like, they be chilling.
Yeah. For real, yeah.
Be competition out there, but it's like I know what my service provides.
Exactly.
I know what you're gonna get when you get this brand attached to it, and you know what you're gonna get every time. Like, and I think just keeping that in mind, and whenever you provide any kind of service, you're gonna provide the same quality every time, each time.
So how important do y'all think it is for like innovation when it comes to competing like in your market?
I would say innovation is highly important. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
you can't stay the same.
if you ever doubt that innovation is important, because look at Kmart, look at Walmart.
Yeah.
Kmart is no more, and Walmart is just
Yeah.
just fine. You know what I'm saying? So innovation is important because what happens is something get old. You know what I'm saying? Your style, maybe the way you had your. And I'm talking retail, the way you had your shelves, set up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now I walk in the store, it just seemed boring. You know what I'm saying? And I'm using Kmart and Walmart as an example. But when Kmart was in existence, if you went to Kmart, it seemed boring. It not seems like it was on the same level, with Walmart.
Walmart was definitely diversifying. They was trying literally Walmart is trying to sell everything.
Everything, you know what I'm saying? And then when you walk in Walmart, the vibe there is different because it's a bunch of people in there. You know what I'm saying? So nobody feel like, hey, I don't do where everybody's at.
Yeah.
If you go in Kmart, it's about a few people walking around. You know what I'm saying? And that's because
If you find
Kmart never, as the world evolved, as we got into the 21st century, Kmart never evolved with it, with the century. There's no innovation. You know what I'm saying?
I used to work at Big Lots. Big Lots is smart because they in the retail space, but they make their bread and butter, their furniture sales. So they sell almost the same amount of everything in Walmart, but they prioritize selling furniture and they'll haggle with you on prices in the store. So like somebody go grab something in the back and be like, oh, this this got a little thing like the store owner, the manager got he can tell you, all right, I'll give you that for 80, like if it's $100, but I'll give it to you 75. Like you can buy it. They got that discretion. Like they ain't doing that at Walmart. So like their competition is, okay, we're not gonna sell everything, but this is gonna be our bread and butter, and we're gonna do this so we can compete in our field. So y'all ain't just swallowing us.
Yeah, with innovation, man, I definitely got a great example on that one though, to be honest with you, because like with pressure washing, like when nowadays for some reason when people hear pressure washing, they get scared. They be like, oh, do you have the soft wash system? Because everybody's so caught up on the term like soft wash now, which is a different setup. So basically instead of like pressure washing stains off, you basically use a soft wash system. It just basically uses the chemical to clean versus the pressure or whatnot. So a lot of people, they'll start asking like, hey, do you do the soft wash? Because a lot of the bigger companies started doing like the soft wash system. So now people, instead of for me to stay competitive with the other companies, I had to start doing soft washing. So if I would have stayed just doing pressure washing, it would eliminate me from a whole lot of people first who scared of people who just do pressure washing, just say pressure washing, and like the people who just I don't know, think that you kind of not up to date or up to par if you don't have that system. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel like we had to innovate and start doing soft washing to stay competitive with the people who still out there doing pressure washing.
And we have a client, you know, I'm not saying the name, you know, but Tay had this away for them before too as well. We changed out some toilets for them, and one of the reasons why they hired us because they said because the husband said I had different offers, some of them are cheaper than y'all, but because you're young and I feel like you'll be more up to date, on designs, than the older people. That's why I hired you. So when we got in there to do the bathrooms or door to do the bathroom or door, he had his idea. But when we told him, said, nah, was I think, that's a good idea, but I think this would be better, this would be better. He was like, that's the main reason why I hire y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know you'll be more up to date. You know what I'm saying?
Like people won't know.
Because it's like, if I got a house that I dated, why? And no offense to older people. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, his thought pattern was like, why should I get somebody, that's as dated as I am to come, to remodel, a bathroom for me.
That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to get somebody, that's more modernized. I would make my house seems new when they leave. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Yeah,
I guess it's just like with barbers too. Like sometimes okay, that OG over there, but then I want this style right here.
You don't know how to do this style. You can't put that temp fade
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And this same dude now, he wants us to go back to do his wife's bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Based on that. So innovation, I mean, that's what separates us apart, as entrepreneurs from business people. Entrepreneurs, we always think about how we can evolve. You know what I'm saying? How can evolve? Man, I'm doing this. Man, how can I make this better? You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference. That sets us apart because we're always evolving.
Yeah, you saying this, like sometimes when you get in the space, you learn what spaces got room for innovation when you in it. Like, as you continue your field, you be like, for me, like I was doing cabinets and mud rooms and stuff, and I was like, dang, like people buying their own hardware once I install this stuff. So it's like, okay, if I start ordering my own handles and knobs and wall hooks and like, drawer runners, that kind of stuff, like now I can offer that as a service on top of my job. So I'm gonna do this job for you, and then look, these is the handles that you can put on your cabinets. Like these is the wall hooks you can put on that. Just adds to your service, so now
makes you more competitive.
Exactly, makes you more competitive.
Give
now
people options right on the spot,
Hey, you gotta go to the store to get
it. Take that headache away of having to go online, trying to figure out, man, with this mesh, now I got everything right here, right? So
they're gonna be like, man, what? Not only you put in the cab, he had option for the knobs, and we didn't think about the knobs, but he had knobs available.
To get these here, like these is my business exclusive line. Like it makes it more like, okay, like hey, I'm getting this brand work and I'm getting your
exclusivity.
Everybody gonna have this.
It's fully custom. Like you getting everything customized to your house, and we drawing up a design. If you want to render it, like I do a not everybody gonna be able to do a 3D render for you, but I do a rendering for you. So you set yourself apart from all the other people. Just like
exactly.
Technology.
Look,
you're supplying an experience, not just a product.
Exactly.
And definitely, I mean, what you have to offer, you know what I'm saying? It sets you apart, man. Forget about the price, because at times your price will be higher. Our price is high. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
people want that experience.
People still want that experience. They still want that mind. They still want that creative idea. You know what I'm saying? They won't be able to, if we can sit there and explain to you how we can make this whole kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Look as though it's in the house and does not belong here. You know what I'm saying? Where you walk in the kitchen and be like, damn. This don't even belong in this house. You know what I'm saying?
Same thing, just higher quality. That's just like
exactly
Air Force Ones and Gucci shoes.
They
both are shoes. But this one costs 120. This one costs $700-800. They cost the same amount to make, but they different. They different branding.
And then and there's something that we do. Although most of our clients give us that free way. I trust you. Just do what you do.
Right.
Notwithstanding, we still go back to them for their approval. Because what that does for them, it gives them a buy-in, like, you know, I'm helping them do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you feel like you're a part, or do you give us your buy-in? And 9 times out of 10, what I bring to you is what we want. You know what I'm saying? What we want. And we'll try to sway you. You know what I'm saying? But we bring that to you where you feel like I'm a part of the decision I'm making. You know, it's not, you know, although I told them, to have their own way.
I still have
a say so in there. You know, so still bring the
I
granted.
appreciate that. Like, I picked that wrong.
Yeah, because
Aren't you glad I picked those hands?
Appreciate it.
Exactly. You know, because I know they did when they explain the whole process to their friends, you know, they want some credit. They want to say, oh, the guys came in and did everything. I ain't how I do that. They'll be like, man, when you're like, oh, that's a nice color of paint. I picked that, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. You know, so you definitely want to, you know, although you go in there, you know, with all your innovation and everything, but you want that client to be a part. You want to buy in. You know what I'm saying? You want to get their opinion and everything.
Right. I think that's great, man. You gotta be willing to innovate. Like if you don't, like
You did.
That's what we just talk about inflation.
Exactly.
If you ain't making no ideas, like not even that. Sometimes it's like I said, just being innovative. You find other ways to make other sources of income through your business. You know, like we started off pressure washing. We was in the housing market, you know, with new home builders and things like that, and started pressure washing. Noticing we see an interior crew coming in cleaning. You know, while we pressure wash, I'm like, man, I can get a couple people together, you know, and make it work. Started interior cleaning. So now we got pressure washing and interior cleaning. You know, and it gives you another source of income versus just, you know, just like with the knobs, you know, getting paid for the walls and you getting paid off the knobs, you know what I'm saying? So it's another source of income.
So that I just see I see us, you know, like how we started doing, I mean, in the real estate, I just like go with, like in every aspect of it, you know what I'm saying? You know,
taking that market and
you know, exactly, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, okay, so we, you know, I mean, we started, you know, we taking loans, you know what I'm saying? But like, dang, why not contact our lender and we can see if we can be a broker for them? You know what I'm saying? Because people always come and asking us about about loans. So boom, you know, now we're a broker. You know what I'm saying? Man, instead of always trying to sell houses, why not, you know, rent them out? So we start holding. Now we're buying and holding. Man, Airbnb, that, you know, let's do it, bro.
It's all in the same market.
All in the same thing. Boom, Airbnb. You know what I'm saying?
Different streams of revenue.
Yeah, you know, now, you know, talking about, you know, about the with the airlines, with the flight attendants and stuff like that, you know, traveling, and how you call the program again?
I can't think of it right now.
Crash houses?
The crash houses, you know what I'm saying? So boom, you know, crash houses. You know what I'm saying? So boom, you know,
I got like a whole bunch of flight attendants that rents them out to come and live. So
so when they come in that city to like,
you have your beds.
you know what I'm saying? You know, so boom, you know, you got crash houses. You know what I'm saying? So if we were, you know, like old schools, you know, getting there and said, man, bro, we just do some repairs, you know, you just do the repairs, you know, you on your walker and everything, you know, you still doing your repairs, you know what I'm saying? But you got involved, you know what I'm saying? You know, you got to find different ways in whatever field you in, you know. Like Mike was saying in the carpentry, you know, he doing the hinges. You know, he doing the knobs. Who knows? Next time you see, you know, he must having his own cabinets.
Man.
You know, just buy, you know, just come when you buy a cabinet for me.
Man, we be out there pressure washing. I see folks out there plumbing. Don't think about getting in plumbing.
Exactly, bro.
Then we gonna do a framing. We gonna drywall.
As long as you got somebody that can do it for you, you ain't gotta do nothing. So
bro.
And that's another table talk right up.
It's called something. We do that subcontracting.
Yeah, we're going to
that'll be a table talk for another day.
Subcontracting your bread and butter.
Yeah. That's another topic though.
So while we go ahead and wrap this thing up, we're gonna go around and y'all gonna give the people, I guess, one thing you think would be the best thing to help them compete in their market. Starting with Tate.
Communicate with your customers and find out what they want. So actually meet their needs.
In the same line, I would say listen. You know, because a lot of times people go into jobs and they don't really listen. It's a difference between hearing and listening. When you listen, you understand your client. You understand what they want. You know, so when you delivering, you're not under delivering. You know what I'm saying? But you're delivering what that person wants, along with some innovative and innovative ways. I'm gonna stop there.
Well, I would say professionalism. Like it goes along with listening and communicating. You know, like just being professional at what you do and just go out there and just look like a pro. You may not know it all, but you know, at least sound and look the part. You know, and I think confidence. That's great.
Me, I say stay informed on your industry. Like keep up with whatever field you're in, keep up with the industry standards, keep up with like what's trending, what's hot at that moment, and like you'll be able to tell what direction your industry is heading in. And if you could get like a leg up, you know, or start planning for where the direction is going into, like you already have a leg on like being able to keep up with the market or even be able to create trends in your market. Yeah. So yeah, man, just keep your research, stay up to date with the people, your peers who in your same space, and yeah, man, just keep learning and growing and implementing changes.
That's real.
Always.
And that goes to my one thing. I think my one thing would be like remain like innovative, because there's always a Netflix to a Blockbuster, a Walmart, Kmart, and an Amazon or Walmart.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like there's always somebody trying to take your spot. But thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and let us know down below what you want to hear us talk about next. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Peace out.
Hey, you're right on time.